It's like a pizza crunch without the batter. It's like the wood juice without the water. You'll never get the knickers off her. What a fucking chance. Premeditated batter. Premeditated batter.
How we doing, perverts? We're having a good day. I'm having a belter myself, man. Just sitting, chilling in the house. It's a nice wee Friday. Just kicking back. It's pissing the rain outside. I don't need to leave the house. I'm going to leave the house, but I don't need to. Choice. We have freedom of choice. Boo! How we doing anyway, man? It's been a while since I've sat in my one-seater, hit out with some patter. It's been a while, and I have missed yous, man. I've missed this sitting talking. I'm sick of fucking speaking to people. I'm sick of cunts fucking interrupting me. And I'm sick of interrupting cunts. Oh, kidding on. Every guest I've had on, I've appreciated the fact they've taken time out of their lives, taken time out of their schedule. They come to my house and sit in the patter puffy and share their experience and their stories. And I hope you as the listener, you as the viewer, you've managed to take something for that. What you take for it, I don't know, because people take different things. You know what I mean? People take inspiration, they take words of wisdom, and it might not be the person as an individual, it might be a certain part of their story, but I hope that everybody takes something, even if it's just killing an hour or two of your day. I appreciate the fact that you take time out of your busy lives to sit down and watch me talk utter shite. I'll continue to do it, but it's been good, been back in the wagon with the podcast, because obviously we all know I fell off for a bit. I was dealing with some shit. I was just being lazy as well. I really forgot. I forgot to stay true to myself, stay true to really what makes me tick as an individual, what provides me with fulfillment as an individual, and that's really what we're looking for, is fulfillment in our lives. You need fulfillment in your life. Nobody was born to sit and do nothing. You weren't born to sit and exist. We provide purpose to existence. And that's what we need. Me doing my podcast, it provides purpose. I realise how much I fucking love talking to people. And the fact that people can relate to it, people can connect with it, it's got a special place in my heart. And even when I meet people out in the street and they say, I work and watch your podcast. Because, see, for a large majority of my life, they can't listen to me. Probably because I talked a lot of shit. But to actually have people taking time, because there's one thing, if you're sitting in a room and somebody's talking, you can't really choose. You can choose to kind of focus on what somebody's saying, but you're going to hear something. You can't stop yourself from hearing the noise. Even if you stick your fucking fingers in your ears, you can still hear something. But you're actually you're lucky. You're using your Wi-Fi just to come in and listen to me. So, for the good graciousness of God, I thank you. But this weekend, I've not got a guest. So, I just thought I'd be the guest. Be a guest in your house your Sunday. How are you feeling? Are you rough? Are you just chilling? What are you up to today? Whatever it is, I hope it's what provides meaning to your life today. And when I say that, you know what I mean? I kind of say that, no mockingly, I'm not mocking you, but it just like, don't feel if like, you're lying in your bed chilling, like, I'm not providing meaning to my life, I'm just kicking back. You deserve a rest. We need respite. We're human beings. I'm going to quote, I'm not going to quote, it's Darren McGarvey, Loki, he wrote a stat, I'm not going to quote it word for word, but basically meaning the stat, when you watch these self-help things, I listen to a lot of motivational speeches and motivational videos, and it's all these eccentric CEOs, fucking multi-millionaire, billionaire cunts, and they're talking like, you should get up at 5 a.m. every morning. Like, nothing happened at 10 o'clock in the morning. And all that shit. Never take a day off. All that shit. And fair dues, it's a good mantra to apply yourself, to never give up, to discipline yourself. But as Darren McGarvey very well put it, see a lot of these people, they've got a fucking team behind them. They've got a lot of people they can allocate separate things to. Because take it from me, I do a podcast, I do comedy skits, I make music, I fucking wank like fuck. No, kidding on. But I act. I do a lot of things. I've got a lot of projects ongoing. And trust me, it does get a bit stressful. Stress is part of the job. And see, I'd love to say it, if you can't handle stress, then fucking get the fuck. I struggle to deal with stress. Well, I stress it, man, up, but I still get it done. I might throw my fucking toys out the pram, but trust me, I'll climb out that pram and grab the toys and jump back in, know what I mean? I never gear up, I never let it get to me. Might be times I'm like, fuck this, for 5 minutes, but I get back to it. And sometimes you need a day off of that, because, take it from me, I listen to all these cunts. I listen to them, and I was like, no, can't I take a day off? I couldn't sit down and relax, because I was like, no, I need to do something. And see that's time limited. You will burn yourself out to the point where, see your passions that you so desperately love and what gives you purpose, you'll begin to resent them. And then it will get to a point where you've not given yourself a break and your content, it becomes diluted because you're not putting in the effort, you're losing the love for it. And once you lose the love for it, then why are you doing it? Because you're not doing it for money. I'm not doing it for money. Money's never been an option. Don't get me wrong. Somebody wants to give me a bunch of money for what I'm doing. Fucking, I'll give you my details now. That's not why I do it. I do it for fulfillment. It's greater than a monetary gain. I do it for fucking purpose, for meaning. This is who I am. This is gone past the point of just a hobby. This makes up my personality, my character. This defines my existence. This isn't the be all and end all, podcast, acting, that. I know for a fact, further down the line, I'm going to find new hobbies, new passions that'll turn into something. I'm not saying I'll ever give this up. I'll never give it up. I'll only improve. Even at that, I accept I need a day off. You need a day off to yourself. You need a day off to go and kick about with your pals or go a walk or sit and eat a fucking munch and watch a film. You deserve it. Put in the work and see when you sit down, you're like, I deserve this. There's no greater feeling. There definitely isn't. So reward yourself. Be kind to yourself. And see, even if you're sitting relaxing, going like, fuck, I better get my finger out and get something done. Fight the thoughts. Fight the thoughts. Until the next day, when that fire is blazing within you, and how you're going to approach your passion the next day with fucking 100% intensity, because you've staved off. It's like go to the gym. You go to the gym 7 days a week. You're overtraining. Your muscles aren't going to grow. Going to burn yourself out. Mentally, you're going to be extinguished. You're going to be fucked. It's going to be counterproductive. Take one day off. On that one day, you might be like, I fucking need to go to the gym. And trust me, take it for a guy who's done it. You're sitting like that, fuck, I need to go to the gym. Stay off. Then the next day, you're going to run down to the gym with that energy, that excitement, like, yes, now I'm ready to do it. It's just like anything. It's like when you go to the gym. The most important thing about going to the gym in terms of muscle growth or any kind of growth is rest. You need to sleep, you need to rest, you need to refuel your body. You don't do any of these things, the main part that you're so passionate about will only work as well. So take it from me, rests are important. But I'm at the point now, man, where this is just who I am. See, when I sit down, I'm like, I want to do something. So you end up replacing the need with a want. And that's a fucking big thing, to want to do something. When you want it, and I fucking want this. I wake up with a fucking fire in my belly every morning. My first thought and my last thought of the day is success. And don't look at me like I'm some cunt, like I was born differently. For most of my life, I was so negative. I talk about it all the time. I fucking preach this. I was so negative. I believed I could achieve nothing. I couldn't last a job. First time I ever had a full-time job was 2 years ago. 3 years ago, 2019. First time ever and somebody got us the job. Before that, I always felt like a failure. Everything I tried, I'd get to a point, I would get into it, and then I'd just give up. Well, I can't do this. I was my own worst enemy. I defeated myself every time. And I'm sure some people watching this just can relate. It's only in the past few years I've actually found something that I can commit to and that I can dedicate myself to and that I'm actually good at and I'm improving. So it's never too late. You're sitting now. I was start of lockdown is when I first started kind of getting active in like social media, posting videos. But as time went on, I would say near enough the end of 2020, I was kind of like, yes, end of 2020, maybe start of 2021. Obviously, by that point, I'd been quite active, but by that point, like 2021ish, the start, I was like, right, this is me, this is what I want to be doing. Because, tell a lie, in fact, it was kind of when I went back to work at the end of the lockdown, so that maybe the end of 2020, so maybe August, September, I went back to work, and that's when I was like, nah, this isn't for me. Because I'd always thought, I was like, I wanted to be good at something. I worked at a scaffolder, I was like, maybe I could work at being a supervisor, but I was shite at scaffolding. I was so bad, I'd drop poles, I'd fuck things up, I was clumsy, and I would get in my own head, I'd be like, you're a fuck up, you can't do anything right. No, I'm glad I was shite at scaffolding. Thank God I'm shite at scaffolding. If I was good at scaffolding, I'd probably still be there. And the thought of that gives me the shivers. And trust me, my heating's on. But it's been a beautiful journey so far, man. And that's all just stemmed off the back of me just posting one video. Really posting one video, and it just came off that. The simplest thing, that's what they say, the smallest steps cover the greatest distance. So don't be watching this thinking you're far removed from me. I'm just an average cunt. I still have a job. I found a job that I enjoy, that allows me enough time to sustain my practice, to own my craft, sharpen my tools, to get better and to work. You'll find it in your own time, man. And see if you're sitting right now, like, I don't know what I want to do in my life. Get an idea. Try something. I'm not saying the first idea you pick to work on will be the thing that defines you or the thing you'll stick to. If you try something you don't like it, fucking patch it and do something else. You know what I mean? At least you can see you've tried. And life is a catalogue of experience. Trust me. Do you know what I'd be looking back and going like, look, I tried this, I tried that, I tried the next thing. At least you've got that experience. Because there's no fucking worse thing than thinking, what if? That's my greatest fear. People fear death. I don't fear death. Death is going to come to us all. I have no control over it. Unless I choose to. I'm not going to kill myself. So, it's down to the Almighty. Whenever he or she or it decides I'm going to die, that's up to them. It's irrelevant to me. Because the day I die, I'll most likely have no control over it. So, when it happens, it happens. I can only control what I do in the meantime. And if I ever get to a point where I'm sitting on a deathbed and I'm allowed the chance to reflect on my life, knowing that my final hours are upon me, the only thing I fear is having regret. I don't want to look, and I'm not meaning regret the things I've done. I'm talking about regret the things I've not done. I think I wish I'd done that. That scares me. But see, that fear is what keeps you alive. Fear is what keeps you working. Because we all talk about, fearless. Nobody's fucking fearless. There's maybe a 1% of people in the fucking planet, maybe smaller than that don't feel fear. But think about it. The person that feels fear and goes against that fear is truly courageous. Because if you don't feel fear, you don't understand that emotion, and you're just going to be reckless, aren't you? Because you're not going to, it's not a consequence in your mind. But if your mind's telling you, no, don't do this, don't do it, and you go, fuck you, I'm doing it. Is that not true bravery? Up to yourself to decide. I know what I think. Be courageous. Take the risk. I'm not saying every risk will pay off, but it will pay off mentally. The fact you took that risk. The fact that you were courageous in the face of adversity. And take it from me. The amount of risks I never took growing up, man, up until fucking a past few years. You know what I mean? And that's why I try and stay as true to myself as possible. Because for the person watching, I'd hate to get to a point. I know I'm going to be famous one day. The world will know my name. Trust me. Think what you want about that. I don't give a fuck what you think. End of the day, if you think I'm full of shit, you're the same kind of person that's going to be supporting me when I do make it. So, if you're not a fan now, you'll be a fan then. But I'd hate to be one of the people that suddenly just let their ego get to them and started to think they were separate from the average layman. Like, I'll always still be myself. I want to be a fucking beacon of hope to the working class. I want to still share that connection with people, even in the most impoverished of areas. I want people to look at me and go, I'm just like him. Because if they see somebody that's doing as well as I'm doing and going to be doing, then they realise they'll be able to do it. And that's what we need. Especially in Scotland. Like the world, like places like America and all that is. It's all positivity, the American dream and all that. Scotland hasn't got a Scottish dream. Or we're not taught a Scottish dream. We're shat on. For every cunt. Fucking all over the place. Even the powers that be. Well, I mean, the poorest of the poor. Even you don't need to be poor, you just don't need to be rich. And even rich, if you're in the working class, not. I mean, you're deemed as scum. You're there to make up the numbers and keep the economy running. Are you fuck? You're here to make a difference. How big a difference is up to yourself. And I'm not meaning maybe television isn't your thing, podcast isn't your thing. You can make a difference in somebody's life. But you need to make a difference in your own life. You need to make that step. Only you can make that step. But trust me, the first step is the hardest. But after that, it's a canter. You know what I mean? Once you've jumped into the sea, you're already wet. You can't get wetter. You're already wet. And you realise, oh wait a minute, it's not too bad. Think it this way. Drugs. I've took many a drug in my lifetime. The very first time I took a drug, before it, I was shiting myself. I actually shat out taking drugs a few times, like, no, I'm not taking that. Fear. And then I went one day, you know what, fuck it. I'll try it. And I tried it. And at the time I was like, oh, this is dynamite. This is brilliant. I didn't realise how good this was. Obviously, that's not really a viable solution to life, is taking drugs. Drugs, no matter when you start or how often you do it, if you continuously do it, it's only going to end up a couple of ways. Like poor mental health, poor lifestyle choices, possibly death, depression, all negatives. But you still felt fear and went against it to take a drug. Or I did. Why can you not apply that mantra to other aspects of your life? Something that won't kill you, or most likely, hasn't got the same potential. Because drugs is going to end up one or two ways. That's a fact. You get full of Charlie one night, you're going to wake up depressed the next day. Every cunt feels that way. And if you don't feel it the first time, you'll feel it the next time. Don't feel it the next time, you'll feel it once. Keep doing it. Keep poking the bear and you will get bitten. But why not fucking bite something to your own? Take that chance. Be that inspiration to the people around you. Your sons, daughters, nieces, nephews, fucking aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, cousins. It's a ripple effect. Once somebody sees somebody they know, somebody they've shared experiences with, somebody they've shared their life with, once they see somebody else doing it, it provides that kind of glimmer of hope, like, well, if they can do it, why can I know? And you'll get people that will be supportive of what you do. You'll get people that will be inspired by what you do and apply the same action to their own life. And you'll get people that will be jealous. That's just a fact of the matter. That's just what happens. Some people you all know, some people you all know. But the thing is with the jealous people, they just tell you more about them than it does about yourself. You know what I mean? See haters, trolls and all that. Because see you making that step to better yourself, to better your situation, it makes them feel insecure. Because they've not got the confidence. They've not got the belief in themselves. But they don't want to admit that. They don't want to look inwards. Because looking inward is a very, very scary thing. It's hard looking at yourself, finding your faults. It's a very ugly truth to face. Once you face it, you can identify it, you can work on it. But some people can't face themselves. So I'd rather face outwards and look at you and find the faults in your character and what you're doing. And the faults, they're superficial. They don't really exist. They're nitpicking. But it's easier for them to find faults in your ability than to look at themselves. And for the people, best of luck to them. Hopefully they realise the truth. And then you never know, if they try and better themselves, they might be the ones that provide something special to the planet. But don't worry about them. Worry about yourself. Focus on yourself and those around you. And you'll see your life blossom and your future along with it. But in the meantime, I've been quite busy, man. I've been doing my podcast, as you've seen. I've been doing odd wee skit here and there, comedy. I've got a couple of plans in the pipeline. 3rd of March, Friday the 3rd of March, I will be putting on my own rap show. It will be in room 2. The lineup will be announced very, very shortly. I'll be headlining it, of course. So if you want to come along and see me, keep your eyes peeled on my socials, my podcast, and you watch me on, you will see it, trust me. I'll be flinging it in your face. Because I've been gigging lately, and I'll put my cards on the table. I know I'm a fucking talented individual. I believe in my individual greatness. I'm individually great, and that doesn't mean I think I'm better than anybody. We are all individually great. We just need to find it in ourselves. I believe in my individual greatness, and so should you. There is something that makes us uniquely great in each and every one of us, but unfortunately some people just don't find it, or they don't see it. I've found it myself, and I embrace it. I'm blessed to be the person I am. But I've noticed lately, a lot of people started taking to my music, which is a great thing. I've been fucking writing songs for about 8 years. And let me be honest, see if I was releasing music to get famous, I would have fucking gied up. There is many ways for me to get famous. Music right now is not the least viable. I'd say the quickest way for me to get famous, my music would be at the bottom of the list, because it's no getting the attention I think it deserves, which is fine. Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say. But now I'm starting to get a bit more attention. People are starting to take to my music. I was doing a gig the other night, and a great crowd. It was Sweet Rogue's album launch. Amazing night. Everybody absolutely smashed it. I had my set halfway through the night, which is a welcome change, because I'm fucking usually one of the first on, and I need to deal with all the sound issues. But it was good. It was great, man. And I performed my set, and a couple of tunes. And see, having the crowd singing all my words, all my songs back to me, it was fucking no better feeling, man. Especially when you're fucking blowing out your ass, man, know what I mean? And you need to cut out a couple of words to get a breath, and every cunt just sings it back to you. But it was good. It feels like I'm not going to fucking suck my own ass. I fucking deserve it. I've put in the fucking work. I've put myself out there. I've took the slaggings. I've supported people. They've not supported my shit. I'm not holding it against Nick, and I don't give a fuck, know what I mean? I'll get to where I want to get in my own time, off my own back. People that have supported me, fucking God bless yous, man. I wouldn't have been able to do it without yous. But I'm no bitter against anybody that doesn't do it, or I know not everybody's going to be into music. Music is a subjective thing. It's to the individual. My music isn't everybody's cup of tea. I accept that. But I think I've definitely got a gift with my music. You know what I mean? And that's not me sounding fucking blowing smoke up my own arse. I've got something unique I bring, especially in Scotland, man. And I stay true to myself. My identity does not leave my music. And that's the one thing about making music for me. I love doing the skits, I love doing the podcast, and I love doing everything I do, but music is the one thing that's so true to my heart, that I really genuinely love it. That's what comes back to having a purpose. Because I believe like your purpose is something that serves something greater than yourself. And my main purpose with music is, ever since I've started I could fucking hear and understand what the fuck I was hearing. I've liked music. Linkin Park, fucking Wheatus, all that shit when I was younger. Like no matter what genre, it's always spoken to me. There's been certain songs, and you'll feel it yourself. There'll be certain songs with certain lyrics, certain styles of music you connect with. It's just a thing. As a human, it's in our nature. We connect with music, and it's a truly beautiful thing. We use music as therapy. We use it as a drug. You ever fucking heard a tune that you loved and you just played it on repeat to the point you were sick of it? That's a drug, mate. But it's a great drug, because you don't feel a come down. And plus, you don't fucking pay for it. Or if you buy a CD, you pay for it once, but you're not constantly buying it. You don't tick a song, do you? But that's the true beauty of it, man. And I want to be that. I want my music to be that constant in somebody's life, like a memory. When you hear a song, does it not remind you? It takes you back to when you first heard it. It'll open up a memory. I've spoken about this before. Like music it's the only possibility of time travel we have available to us right now. Might not be in the physical format, but emotionally, you hear a song, it transports you back to a time. Maybe it reminds you of somebody that's died, or a certain point in your life. Maybe it's like getting married or what have you. It'll take you back. It'll bring back the emotions of how you felt at that time. It's like, oh my God, it's like opening a window into the past. That's what music does, man. It's fucking truly powerful. And that's what I want my music to do. I want people to hear my music and it maybe reminds them of their childhood. Or it maybe reminds them of I don't know, a certain important point in their life. So that's why I make music. So, see, views, fucking subscribers, followers, that doesn't come into that equation. That has no bearing on somebody connecting with my music. All it takes for one person to connect with my music and my job is done. Know what I'm talking about? So that's why I make music. So my stuff, my music, some cunt God could come down to me and say, you know, you're never going to make a penny off your music. You're never going to get famous off it. It's never going to nothing. I would still make it because I make it for me. And I'm talking about my purpose, serving other people. Don't get me wrong. If the world hated my music to the day I died, I would still make it. Because I make tunes like the type of songs I like to listen to. So I'm my own biggest fan. Know what I mean? So it doesn't matter a fuck to who else is listening. And don't get me wrong, if you like my music and you share my shit, don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting saying I don't give a fuck. I love the fact that you like my music because we share something. We've got a connection. So thank you if you have. And if you've no, get a fucking finger it. Get it shared, ya prick. But I've made a few points lately. And obviously in Scotland, obviously I've moved into the... I've kind of blended my style into kind of more Scottish rap. And that's the thing, I know, it's a controversial topic in Scotland, is Scottish people rapping or making songs in an English accent. And it's fiercely debated. You've got one side, you've got the people that date that are arguing, oh, well, it's for a business standpoint. Because I want to attract a larger market because the English market is massive. This and that. Then you've got the people for the Scottish side that are saying it's no authentic. You're not being real. And I can't help but agree with them. It's truly no, because see when you listen to it, you're using English vernacular, talking about bandos and fucking whatever else, whatever the fuck they use. And it's no words you use. You're talking about a life you've not used. You've not done. I'm not saying you've not been in a stash, Gav, you've not punted drugs and that, but you're sitting... Why are you translating it? And people say, don't get me wrong, if you're wanting to do it and your angle is, I want to make a career at this and I think this is the only viable option right now to do it, knock yourself out. Because the way I see it, if it's a choice between you being a Scottish person and rapping a tune in an English accent, or no making music whatsoever, then go and do the English accent thing. I would never tell anybody to stifle their own creativity or their art. Because at the end of the day, if you've got an ability to make music, then it's your duty to the universe to release it. Because somebody might connect with it. So don't get me wrong, I'm not saying never release music. I'm just saying I wish you would do it for the culture. Because we talk about the English market and how it's big in England and all that shit. At one point, people hated listening to their accents. People still do. People still can't connect with their accents. But did you hear them all sucking rapping in an American accent? Did you fuck? They still stuck to what was true to them. Now look at it, it's fucking massive. There's potential for it to happen. It's just disbelief, it's doubt. It's the national feeling of the Scots. We need to fucking band together. You know what I mean? We need to fucking promote our culture, because our culture is individual to the planet. There is nobody in this fucking world that speaks like us. Look at many nations speak English. Look at many nations that speak Portuguese, Brazilians, fucking people in Portugal. There's many different nations that share the same language, the same vocabulary. No cunt outside of Scotland that isn't Scottish speaks Scottish. Because we don't talk English. And I challenge anybody that tries to say we do. We fucking don't. We do not speak English. You know what I mean? Maybe somebody that is Scottish speaks using English words, yes, in terms of speaks quite properly, as we'd say. But the way we talk, me and you, what these snobby pricks call gutter language, no cunt talks like us. And I love it. Because it makes us unique. Makes us individual. It makes us who we are. And the fact that there's so few of us. Look at the Spartans. There was fucking 300 Spartans. And their story is still getting told to this day. Never heard any cunt going off that wee fucking shitey nation of Sparta. No, they were all fucking warriors. We're a nation of warriors. We've been shat on for the day we were born, till we're no worth a fuck. At what point, see when you speak to somebody, think it this way. If you're on a bus or a train or anywhere, and somebody speaks to you in a foreign language, maybe French, German, Pakistani, anything, and they spoke to you in their native tongue, would you burst out laughing and go, haha, I didn't even understand that, mate? You wouldn't. But if you speak to anybody in England in your own native tongue, more than likely that's the response you'll get. And trust me, I've got it. There's this certain arrogance that, and I use England as an example, probably because a lot of my interactions are with people from England and that kind of thing. But don't get me wrong, I've met people from Ireland and that kind of thing. Maybe they weren't as dickish about it, but it still happens. It's almost this laziness that they don't even want to give you fucking 2 seconds to understand what you're saying. They just want to discredit it. It's like, no, I mean, it's like, it's such a fucking an arrogance, and it's like, it's small-mindedness. It really is. It really, really is. But the way we communicate, man, we are witty. And we are positive people. We get through the hard times. Know what I mean? I wish to say there's fucking solidarity, but there's division. Know what I mean? There is division in Scotland. There's division all across the world, but for such a nation that we're divided for the rest of the world, but we're also divided amongst ourselves. Whether it be Celtic and Rangers, Catholic, Protestant, yes or no, fucking you. There's a fucking laundry list of shit cunts are divided about. Cunts will argue about fucking anything. And that is the beauty of the human nature. Because in democracy, you need division. In democracy, there will always be division. We're not the United Kingdom, we're the divided kingdom. And that's what makes us great, because we can disagree. And I'm not saying it's great that cunts are fucking stabbing each other on the street or arguing and all that. It's really healthy to be able to have an informed debate when you can sit down and talk to somebody without fear of getting fucking cunts fucking throwing their toys at the pram, going after, not shouting and bawling at each other. Actually sitting down and having an intellectual discussion about 2 opposing points. Because that's how you learn. Because see the way you think, see the way I think, we all think differently. And that's what makes us unique. Imagine there's 8 billion people in the world as of the fucking other day. 8 billion people in the world. Could you imagine a world where everybody thought the same? How fucking boring would that be? One train of thought, music would be stale. Films, books, and there'd be no fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? Innovation. The creators of the day would be creating the same shit. I don't know about you, see, when I hear the same fucking type of music constantly, the same cunts just following this formula, it fucking does man it in. I want to hear people create something fucking original. Originality would die. The fact we have so many different beliefs, so many different opinions. Don't get me wrong, there's some opinions and beliefs that are fucking wild. Some people's views can be morally wrong depending. And I'm not saying ones that disagree with me, you know what I'm talking about, no, I mean, you get fucking beasts and all that kind of shit like that, no, I mean, there's some shit that's just morally wrong, it's unacceptable. But I would say that makes up like a small portion of what I'm talking about. So the fact we can, and that's, you can learn, it's true open-mindedness is challenging your own thinking. Accept that you're not always right. What you think isn't always what should be. Now, I'm not saying everything you think is wrong, but having the ability to step outside yourself, get over yourself, pull your head out your own arse, and have a look at what you think, and really challenge yourself, and leave that room just to let somebody else have an argument against. And we use the word argument, we've got fucking like negative connotations associated to it. It sounds aggressive, like an argument. When I say an argument, you think 2 cunts screaming at each other on the street. Argument, just a debate, a discussion of 2 opposing sides. Obviously, the way we look at politics in this country, you look at the House of Commons, you look at Question Time, you don't really see healthy debates on telly. It's cunts fucking shouting at each other, Piers Morgan like fucking berating each other. It doesn't need to be like that. And I understand, and the likes of Piers Morgan and that, they want to show, well, I'm telling you, you're wrong, and I'm right, you're this and that. And it fuels the fire. It gives a lot of people, I don't know, fuck knows. I don't know how to articulate it in a certain way, but how boring would it be? I say boring in terms of a media angle. They get more ratings the more controversial it is. It is in the media's interest for people to be screaming at each other, for people to be angry. Emotion. It's emotion that attracts the viewers. You know what I mean? But that's what it's all about today, viewers, innit, man? But as I go back to the Scottish English fucking accent rappers thing, man, because people say you get these English accent rappers, and I'm not meaning anybody individual here, I'm just talking about as a whole. They talk about, you'll get them, they'll say, like, they're doing it for the business. They're doing it for the business side of things. They want to make a career out of it. But then they say, we're repping Scotland. And you're like, no, you're no. You can't do both at once. If you're repping Scotland, you're doing it in your mother tongue. You're contradicting yourself. You can't have both. Well, you can't have both be doing it with an English accent, but you could have both doing it in your native tongue. Because eventually, we make enough noise, cunts are going to be forced to listen. And you get people that listen to fucking Albanian rap, French rap, Italian rap, Indian rap. Do they do it in an English accent? Do they fuck? How many people in the world understand Albanian? Apart from Albanians. Do you understand Albanian? I don't. But people still listen to it, and which is brilliant. So, why is Scotland so different? I don't get it. It just comes back to this self-belief, and I feel in England, in the English music scene, in terms of rap and grime and that, a lot of them are fucking overrated. Just because they're English, they push themselves quite well. If Scotland pushed its own music, its own industry, as well as the English market does, would be fucking massive. You know what I mean? If we shared that arrogance. Because it is arrogance with a lot of countries. I'm not saying English people are arrogant, don't get me wrong. But with a lot of these big platforms, it's if you're rapping in an English accent, it's better. Just purely for the fact you're doing it in an English accent. Doesn't matter the quality of the fucking tune or that. Because don't get me wrong, that goes back to this originality thing. I'm hearing the same shit air and air again, man. It's the same shit with a different move. You've done this and that. My pals are all nuts, your pals are all dafties. I've shagged all these birds. Half of these cunts are taught about a life they don't live. They're capping, as they say. But let's go back to that as well. Cap, fucking, don't talk shite. Don't talk shite is better than capping. Fucking capping. That's an American word. They're just copying Americans. Know what I mean? So what about, why don't we all just start rapping in American accents? Because the English market are copying Americans, and we're copying English, or they're copying English. Why don't we just bypass the English and copy Americans? Because the American market is 10 times larger than the English market. That would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? A Scottish person rapping in an American accent. So why is it not ridiculous rapping in an English accent? It's bullshit. Nobody is going to convince me otherwise. But with that being said, I'll go back to my earlier point. If you feel the only way you can make music is by doing it in a different accent to your native tongue, knock yourself out. Don't watch this video and gear up making music, please. I implore you, if you can make music, then make it, no matter which way you make it. But take it on board. Just go, right, what could I do? You could be the beacon of light to the Scottish youth. Because that's what I'm seeing, man. See all these young boys and that. I've not really seen many young lasses, which is a shame. I want to see more females making rap in Scotland, Scottish rap, because I've had Sweet Rogo and Nuzlet. She's one of the best in the country. But after her, there's like 3 people. And don't get me wrong, if there's more, please comment, fucking get in touch with me. I want to speak to you. I want to hear your stuff. Right now, for whatever reason, I don't know, many the females don't listen to rap in this country. They do. I've noticed a lot of females do listen to rap. Of course they do. But I don't know about Scottish rap. I've not really seen many listen to the Scottish rap. What's the antidote for that? We need to keep making more Scottish music. We do. We need to keep it Scottish, people. We need to grow us as a country. We need to grow our own platform. And that's another thing. You get a lot of the English people, I say English people, a lot of the English artists, They'll say, aye, Scotland, yous are 10 years behind us, or 5 years behind us. Fuck off. In terms of what? With the reach? Fucking look what we've given to the world. We're no fucking 5 years behind you in patter because you've got none. You know what I mean? We're one of the funniest countries in the world. We've got a natural wit. You know what I mean? We've got an ingenious intellect. But we're convinced we're no worth a fuck. And we're worth every fuck that they don't give. Trust me. There might be few of us. But in terms of potential, there's fuck all few about it. So you can see I'm passionate about my heritage. And I am. I love being Scottish. I love being Glaswegian. Thank fuck I'm not sure of it. No kidding on. But I love it. I love my individuality. There is no other Glaswegians in the world. You can go anywhere in the world, you hear a Scottish accent, you're like, we've all done it. As much as you might be like, fucking, you might hate your heritage, you might hate your culture. You hear a Scottish accent in any other place in the world, your fucking heart warms up. Unless it's some cunt you fucking don't like. But you get my point. We've all been there, we've been abroad, been in Spain or whatever country you've been in out on holiday, and you've met somebody else that's Scottish, and you're like, yes, a fellow Scot. We need to support each other, and that far outreaches the realms of making music. We need to support each other. This is from person to person. It's like, don't let the fucking football teams or political opinions, don't let that muddy the waters, man. You know what I mean? There's so few of us as there is with the mere division. And the media, the powers that be, especially in Westminster, they fan the flames of division. Because people divided means they can keep doing what they want. And you look what's happening in Westminster. It's at this point, when are we going to fucking rebel against it? Because human beings have got a natural thing in them. They hate getting told what to do. Don't get me wrong, there's people that do what they're told. I mean, people are subservient in nature, but no always. And it's not a minority that hates getting told what to do. Me personally, I was born with an issue with authority. I say I was born with it. Obviously, it happened in my childhood years, my adolescent years. But it's still part of it. I've recognised where it's came from. And I've understood that emotion. Still, but I like leaders. Don't get me wrong. Just because I don't like somebody like in a hierarchical sense. Is that how I'm saying? In a hierarchy. If there's somebody that is leading the fort, there's somebody that knows, that's helping us band together as a unit and pave the way in order to accomplish something greater than ourselves, I'm all for it. If somebody's got that wherewithal to do it. But see, most people that are in charge, they don't. They've not got a fucking Scooby. Likes of politicians. They only know how much money's gone in their fucking pocket. And believe me, it is a sizable chunk. You know what I mean? We're paying these cunts. We are working. It's not as if we're paying cunts. We've not got a choice. Comes out our wages. No? Know what I mean? I'm not just getting done with it. It's getting squandered. And I understand there's many, many, many people in this country. And obviously, the way politics is now, our taxes stretch further than just one country. It's a union. I say that with fucking quote unquote because we're not a union. We're fucking, as I say, the divided kingdom. Look at England. England's bonkers as it is. Scotland. Half of Scotland don't want to be part of the union, so we're not really unified, are we? It doesn't matter a fucking vote. You know what I mean? A vote's just fucking officiating it, but we truly aren't unified. So, end of the believes otherwise is fucking bonkers. But there's many, many people in this union as such. So there's many, many people that want different things, which is fair enough. I accept that and appreciate that. But the money that is getting taken from us is gone in the pockets or to the services of the 1%, who all happen to be fucking filthy, stinking rich. And it is, it's like, it's clear as day. It's at a point now where, once upon a time, politicians, they used to at least make an effort to conceal their deceit. Now, they're literally getting caught with their hand in the cookie jar, and they're not giving a fuck. Matt Hancock. Oh, that controversy with the PPE fucking funding and all that scandal. What happened to that? Wasn't it bad enough? Obviously, he got caught breaking guidelines. And don't get me wrong, I broke guidelines. I fucking never stuck to guidelines. But I wasn't the one telling the country to stick to it, was I? Know what I mean? So there's a difference there. What's his punishment? He goes on, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. What kind of message does that send? Because it's bad enough politicians look after their own. When you've got like media giants such as ITV putting him, basically, you think any other celebrity that's involved in a scandal would have been forced to make an apology. They would have lost their livelihood. Would they have no? Any other celebrity, name one other celebrity that gets involved in scandal and doesn't go through the fucking gutters for it, know what I mean? But apart from Matt Hancock, they get away with fucking murder. And I said this on Undercurrent when I was on it, debating independence. If you want to get away with breaking the law, become a politician. And it's true. When I said that on Undercurrent, I don't know if you've watched that debate at independence, you had a Tory councillor there, you had a Lib Dem councillor, all these cunts. There was a few stern looks with that. And when I say the Tories have ripped the arse out of the country, the fine lady who was a Tory councillor for 30 years winced. And it's like, do you not see what's going on? Do you not agree with that? They are. It's not, and a lot of people go, oh, it's like the Tories this and the Tories that, as if it's some kind of smear campaign. Like, could it not be any clearer as day? The Tories know their numbers up, but they know they're not going to get fucking put out until their time's up for an election. So right now, they're just doing whatever the fuck they want. They really are. But if you say that, you get looked at like a fucking idiot. Don't get it. I don't get it at all. It's fucking... I could go on and on. I've started off positively, and I've ended negatively, and I don't like ending negatively. I really don't. But on another subject, I'm going to change the subject here. Scott Forbes, who I had in the podcast, the man who could prove Luke Mitchell was innocent. Me and him have been collaborating together, and we're going to be releasing a mini documentary, in regards to the murder of Jodie Jones. We're going to be visiting the murder scene, and we're going to basically go through the evidence he provides in his book to say Luke's innocent. We've got to discuss it, so we'll be filming that this week. So that'll be it. You can check that out for all the people arguing in the comments, debating it, man. You can see it in the flesh. If you don't want to read the book's available there. It's A Long Walk to Justice, available on Amazon. If you don't want to read the book, you can watch this. It shall be available on this channel, Premeditated Patter. So, documentary maker will be added to the CV. Never thought I'd see the day and make a documentary. Love documentaries, I know. But on that note, I'm going to nip it in the bud there. I've got a wee jamming sesh which is coming up in fucking 10-15 minutes. So, in the meantime, keep an eye on the channel. Look out for my next guest. Stay safe, man. Stay safe and stay sane. Been a pleasure. Hope you have a beautiful, blessed Sunday. The pleasure's all mine. Peace later, people. Like, subscribe, and don't get wide. Catchies!